What's up, dude?
All right, Todd, what's going on?
Just had one of the best experiences I've ever had at a concert, man.
Yeah, tell us about day one.
Day one started off Joan and Jett. You know, it's all right. I mean, I grew up listening to that shit. Obviously, it was on the radio all the time as a kid. She played a lot of her new stuff that actually sounded pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of had a modern sound to it, actually. I was pretty impressed with that. Even her old stuff, though, still was good. So enjoyed that for, I don't know, hour and a half, I think she played, or an hour.
She played for an hour.
Yeah, she played for an hour. The other band then that we just kind of waited for and kept creeping closer and closer and closer to the stage as people were leaving was the Avett Brothers, who, being a very big Foo Fighters fan, can't believe I'm about to say what I'm about to say, but the Avett Brothers kicked the Foo Fighters' ass tonight. I think a lot of that has to do with being 5 rows deep versus a football field deep.
Right.
So, you know, and the energy of the crowd around us, that hot chick that was right in front of you all night. I mean, everything. The whole, their whole, like, they just have so much energy that comes off that stage that it's infectious to everybody around, and it just amplifies itself over and over again, you know, and all these people around us jumping and singing, and it's just great, dude. Avett Brothers were awesome. We got to the Foo. I mean, I sung my ass off at the Foo, of course. I love their music, always have. Couldn't hear it as well. We were so far back, which I don't care, because, again, the Avett Brothers were so awesome that my night is golden. Hell, if I didn't go tomorrow, my weekend is golden. I mean, that was just incredible, dude. I've never experienced, like, that kind of energy at a concert before. Can't wait to see them again. Hopefully I'll be seeing them in a month. A lot of walking, pretty fucking tired right now. Worth every second, worth every step. It's pretty cool too. I took a couple pictures of the crowd behind me early on while we were waiting for the Avett Brothers. Stuck my camera of my phone up first, bring it down and look at it, and there's this chick doing this. I'm like, oh, cool. So I turn around and I point at her, and she goes again when I point at her. So about half hour later or so, I was like, well, I'm gonna do it with my camera so I can get a real good picture, clear, you know. Bring it down. First thing I noticed, that chick. So, cool chick in my book. Whoever you are, you're pretty badass.
Thumbs up to you.
But anyways, great night, and Fala.
Here. It's your turn.
Yeah. Today was just brilliant. We got to Piedmont Park, which is where Music Midtown is being held nowadays, at about 5. It was about 5:15 because Joan and Jett came on at 5:15, and we got there right as she started. And we were there until the food wrapped up at about 11, and it took us about an hour 15 minutes to get home. But anyway, it was fantastic. I agree with your assessment of Joan. It was good. I'm glad we saw it. You know, it didn't knock my socks off or anything, but it was really cool seeing her. You know, I remember listening to her music when I was in high school. So it was really cool to see her live. Now I can say I've seen Joan and Jett live. It was pretty awesome. And I enjoyed Bad Reputation. I Love Rock and Roll. What's that other song she did? It was really good.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of it right now.
I can't think of it right now. We're so tired. But anyway, it was great. And so people started to disperse. There's 2 stages there. Joan and Jett was playing on the smaller stage, and so did the Avett Brothers. And then there was a really large stage where T.I. and the Foo Fighters played today. So, of course, we were down at the smaller stage because we were going to see Joan and the Avett Brothers. So after Joan finishes playing, everybody starts to disperse to go see T.I. play on the main stage. And so we pushed forward, and we were maybe, 10 feet away from the stage?
Something like that, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And so, but the only bad part is, in order to keep our spot there, we had to wait there for them to start. What they do is they have an act play on the small stage, and then an act plays on the big stage, and then they alternate back and forth, you know, an hour and a half apart. So Joan wrapped at about 6:15, and the Avett Brothers weren't scheduled to start until 7:30. So we stood there from 7:15 from 6:15 till 7:30, just stood there in that spot waiting for the Avett Brothers to come on. But it was cool. The roadies came out. set up the stage, brought all their instruments out, tuning them. Finally, the Avett Brothers start playing, and I have to agree with Todd. I think they were the highlight of the night, and I totally didn't expect it. I mean, I like the songs that Todd introduced me to this band, by the way, through Spotify. And I've liked their songs. I listened to them, but they didn't floor me or anything, except for Murder in the City. I think that's just one of the most incredible songs I've heard in a long time. It has a really cool line in it at the end. There's nothing as how's it go? There's nothing as beautiful as as the love that lets us share our name. There's nothing as beautiful as the love that lets us share our name.
Right.
It's something like that. And that's just.
Always remember there is nothing. Always remember.
There's nothing as beautiful as the love that lets us share.
I don't know if it's beautiful, but it's something like that.
It's something in that.
It's too late, too tired.
Yeah, it's too late. But that's such a cool sentiment. You know, they're brothers, and you know, every time I listen to that song, it makes me think about Lee J. It makes me think about family. And, I like that. But they floored me, just absolutely overwhelmed me with their music and their lyrics and their passion. And being so close to them, we were feeding off their energy, and we were surrounded by people who were just diehard fans of theirs. They knew every word to their songs. I didn't, for the most part. I had heard a lot of their songs, snippets of their songs that Todd had sent me before, so I was able to follow along periodically. And especially once you hear the chorus once, and you know the chorus is coming again, you can fairly well repeat it. So I was able to follow along at those points. But so we were feeding off the crowd, we were feeding off the band, we were all feeding off each other, and it was just like this. We were this village, this community of people who were just in rapture for an hour and a half, and it was glorious. At one point, this dude left, and I think he left to get up to the main stage so he could get closer to the food. And when he did, he left this big gap there, and this is beautiful, beautiful chick beside of me. And when she saw him left, she looked at me and said, "Are you going to take his place?" And she was, you know, about 5'5", maybe 5'4". I'm like, I'm not going to do that because I'm 6'2". I'm going to be standing there and I'll be in your way. So I just took her by her waist and put her in front of me. And the whole rest of the concert, she was grinding up on me the whole time. It was just, I loved it. I enjoyed it. It was glorious. Todd was appreciative of it as well. He mentioned her vaguely a moment ago. She was beautiful. She was beautiful. There's a line in the movie Out of Sight that has Jennifer Lopez and George Clooney, and he's talking to her about a moment like that, like how you'll be walking down the street and somebody else will be walking the other way, and you look at each other and you have this second where you have this connection, like you know something about her, she knows something about you, and then you pass each other and that moment's gone. And that may have only happened a few times in your whole life, and you remember that person. Every now and then, you know, you'll go back and remember, oh, I wonder what would have happened if I said hello. So I know I'm going to feel that way about that chick now. It was so loud, you can't have a conversation. You can't introduce yourself. You can't really say much of anything. Even after the music stops playing, you can't hear anything because it's been so loud blaring in your ears. And we wanted to go and get up to the stage for Foo Fighters anyway, so I know that I'm going to miss that girl now the rest of the weekend. She was beautiful, just beautiful. But anyway, I digress. The Foo Fighters, the Avett Brothers floored me. I'm in love with them now. One of my favorite bands now of all time. It was just that one experience made the $100 ticket. It paid for it.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%.
Flat, paid for it.
I agree 100%.
Even if I love Pearl Jam with all my heart, but if something happens and like the world blows up, or like Piedmont Park disappears off the face of the planet, or something happens and we can't go, it was worth it. Just seeing them, it was just perfect. Like I told you earlier, before we started recording, it was almost anticlimactic to go from the Avett Brothers to Foo Fighters. because they were just so awesome. I can't explain it, really. You'd have to experience it for yourself. And I'm glad you did. I'm glad you were there. It was awesome. Thank you for coming up and sharing this with me.
No, thanks for having me for it, dude.
Anytime. So yeah, it's really cleansed my soul. I needed it. I really needed it. But I guess that's all I have to say.
Awesome.
I enjoyed the night. Had great music, great passion, great chicks crowding up against me. she cried her ass into me all night.
Yeah, there were several times I looked over and went, "That's one lucky dude." 'Cause she was beautiful. I really thought she looked a lot like Meg Frampton. I really do.
She was beautiful. She was just ridiculously beautiful. Anyway.
Fla. Bye.